but I might say something stupid.
I've got chills. This is magical. Hello, welcome to this video. My name's Dan, aka Lucid. I'm a singer-songwriter and podcaster. And today I'm going to be reacting to the BRAT remix album, BRAT, and it's the same, but it's not, so it's different and it's not, etc. Whatever the hell it's called. Let's go. Cool. So, hello. Happy BRAT autumn, lol. So, since we last chatted, Charlie XCX's album BRAT has taken over the world, and this girl that we've been niche fans for so long has managed to actually finally break through, and actually get like a real bona fide proper hit. And it feels so poetic that she did it by just freeing herself up and doing exactly what she wanted. All these like moments in the past where she's kind of like tried to do a mainstream go for a hit, like Crash or whatever, it didn't work. But now she's doing something that is truly uniquely her, and it feels like everyone's caught up and like she's truly having such a great moment. And now off the back of that, here we go with the remix album where every single song has a feature. All very wholesome. She deserves it. I'm super excited to see who she's got in these features. Obviously, I've already heard the Lorde remix and the Billie Eilish one, but we'll really listen to them again anyway. Make sure to let me know in the comments what your top 5 remixes are. I mean, they're going to have to do a lot to be Girl So Confusing because I adore that. And also, lol, me trying to figure out who it was about, and she's on the back. And she's on the back again today. Yeah, but before we get into that, hello. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe. If you want to watch this video with no cuts in it, then you can do so over on Patreon. You might be interested to know that I also have a podcast. So if you're really interested in podcasts, make sure to click through. It's called Criminally Underrated, where I get different guests in to talk about their favorite underrated songs. And we've done episodes that focus on Lana Del Rey, on Taylor. We haven't done a Charlie one yet. I need somebody to come on and do a Charlie one. I just filmed an episode with my mum to do Kate Bush, which was brilliant. Yeah, so if you're interested, make sure to click through and give that a listen. It's available in all kind of podcasty places. But yes, let's jump into this. First off, we've got 360 featuring Robin and Young Lean. I know this one was released before, but I never heard it. So let's go. Oh. Nice.
Rubbing on the beat. Sweet. Cameras flashing. Yeah, I hear it calling. Look it up, darling. London calling. When I go prancing, yeah, I go all in.
Is that Robin rapping? That's so interesting to me.
Supersonic, push up on it right in your ear.
Supersonic style shit coming right over here. Fun. Don't know who Young Lean is. Never heard of them. At the moment, it's completely different. None of the original is there at all, apart from the track.
Language, no one understands it. 3 child stars out here doing damage.
So this is actually, I guess, actually a remix rather than just a feature, right?
Now my lyrics on your booby, here be on my arm, you fire.
My lyrics on your booby.
Hey, why you do it so cold? They say I'm the realest ever, yeah.
That's what I've been told. Let's just got that supersonic.
I'm not mad about this. I feel like it doesn't build on the original in a way that I want it to. Do you know what I mean?
Mansion, castle, pets, family, camera action.
There's elements of that I enjoy, but I kind of feel like it's too far from the original for me. It's not really, I feel like it's taking the backing track of the original and then doing something different over the top rather than taking more elements of the original and remixing them in terms of the production and then adding in the extra vocal elements. That's kind of what more is more what I would have expected from that. And it doesn't the original was so successful that it kind of doesn't really kind of prove itself, I think. Killing this shit since 94, get everyone in the club dancing on their own. Oh, that's good. Got the supersonic push up on you. So they're kind of paying into this idea of the I'm so obsessed with myself kind of energy of 360, I can see myself everywhere and I should be everywhere. And Robin's yeah, actually I'm here to get my flowers type thing. Maybe I've been underestimated as an artist, and even covers of her songs have done better than the originals. So it's she's I'm the OG, so just kind of taking that. I like that. Got so many hits for feeling nostalgic. Cool. Okay, fun. Elements of that I enjoyed, but not really sending me like the original did. Let's go to the next one. This is Club Classics with BB Tricks, who I don't know, but let's do it. Okay. Oh, okay, it's on the offbeat. That's fun. I love a sneaky, surprise offbeat thing at the beginning of a song. getting like more metallic, isn't it? Like, cool. I feel like I would enjoy this in the club, almost like an alternative kind of like moment in the set, you know? Oh, it's got the bumper back. It's actually completely different. But now we're using 365. I mean, it's really going, isn't it? Like, that kind of makes sense with the whole album kind of eating itself at the end in general, you know? Nice. Love this beat. Hello. Amazing, like so tight. Kind of almost like reminds me of something adjacent to like Arca, you know?
No, I'll never go home, don't sleep. When I go to the club, I wanna hear this classics.
It's so strange, isn't it? It's almost like 365 has become the club classic and gets introduced into the song, you know?
It's like
Yeah, this is like a new song, basically. This is like thrown it into a mangler and come up with something totally different. It feels like the remixes are really leading into like the raviness of like Charlie in general, you know? Yeah, that's correct. Like, and like, I quite like the idea that like 365, it's found its way into this like the second song on the album. You know, we were talking about like the way in which like the storyline of Brat was like a girl never getting out of the loop, and the way it kind of loops around at the end, that almost like the album's eating itself and referencing itself, you know, all these kinds of things. And that really plays into this particular remix where like 365 has been one of the biggest songs on the album, and now it's almost like culture is eating it back up and spitting it back out in different ways in other elements of the album. So it continues this kind of weird cyclical thing that was like a big part of the original Brat, you know? Yeah, pretty genius. I loved, like, the feature was really cool. Let's have a look and see if I can find the translation. BBXCX is an automatic classic. Bro, bro, fashion killer. Even this outfit's basic. Like a Bratz. Oh my God, that's so, like, mentioning Bratz as in the Bratz dolls within the Brat album is so the era as well. I saw someone with a Bratz doll tattoo the other day and I was like, okay, we've reached that point of culture. Still a princess if you want to stroll through the hood. I give you a date, but I'm not in the mood. Banning in the club, Brat in the club playing on loop. Yeah, it's like the energy of it, I feel like is the most important thing. And it's just like really dry, really crispy, really tight. Yeah, really, really mad remix, that one. That one really did mix it up so crazily and then introduce elements of not only club classics, but also 365 to kind of, yeah, give this like album eating itself kind of energy, which is quite cool. Yes. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is Sympathy As A Knife with Ariana Grande, not Taylor. But as if Taylor ever would, you know. But yes, this is probably the one I'm most excited about. Or maybe like actually the 1975 one, you know, I'm obviously going to love. Oh, and Caroline Polachek. I'm excited about that one too. But yes, let's check out this one. Let's go.
It's a knife and you know they're waiting for you to choke. It's a misquote.
Is this almost like a different song?
And they say that you've been doing things you don't. Charlie, I think you've totally changed. Like the old me and not the new me. And I'm on top.
It's almost like unpacking the metaphor of the knife into other elements of our life, you know?
Knife when it's a knife when it's a knife when it's a knife when.
Love it. Oh.
When you know they're counting on your mistakes. If you're so pretty, they think it must be fake.
Yeah, sorry.
It's just a knife when they want the knife.
Love all the little vocal elements. So weird hearing Ariana's voice in this context. Gratified Ariana Grande.
It's a knife it's a knife when.
It's almost like it takes little elements from the original, but like completely recontextualizes them and adds to the story. It's really cool. Oh, was that it? No, it's not. Oh my God. All this expectation is a knife. So cool. Oh my God. Amazing. So cool. Like, just like that one again, like so surprising. Every single remix so far has been like genuinely surprising, like not what I've expected. And that one, like, I love how it feels like a sequel, you know, like the original Sympathy As A Knife kind of trades in similar energy and uses like kind of similar melodies and a couple of similar production moments, but it takes the idea of sympathy as a knife, what is a knife, and that metaphor, and translates it into almost like a totally new song. It feels like a sequel, actually. It feels like a sequel. More than a remix, actually, yeah. It feels like this is a sequel to the first one. And it's like, she's now got Ariana jumping on there and relating to this feeling of like, what is the knife for her, you know? Yeah, I'm really unpicking the nature of like kind of celebrity when you've been around for a while. Because this is the thing about the two of them, is that both Charli and Ari have been big for a while, and it's like they don't like the new me, they want the old me, the old fans don't like the new fans, like all these kinds of things, like all these kind of complexities that kind of spring up from being like in the public eye. And it almost feels like overwhelming. It's like, how is one person supposed to be everything for everyone? And I guess that is the knife, is that like, we can't be everything to everyone, we can't be perfect, and that is the tragedy at the center of it all, you know, because it feels like that is what they need from us as celebrities. And I love how like BRAT, like as an album, was already unpicking the nature of like Charli's celebrity. And now this is kind of taking it a step further. Yeah, great. Really like that one. It's a knife when they're waiting for you to choke. It's a knife when a journalist does a misquote. It's a knife when a friend is suddenly stepping on your throat. It's like you get to this point of celebrity and suddenly everybody's waiting for you to fall. You know, there's this weird like nature of that. Like when something is hyped up so much, people are so excited to like pile on. I've been finding it with the Joker sequel, which I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as everybody's like piling on about it. And actually they do some really, really clever things that no one's talking about, because everyone's just busy piling on the fact that it was built up to be this big thing and it's missed expectations for lots of people. Why are we as a culture so obsessed with tearing people down? You know? And it really feels like that is like what Charli and Ari are getting into on here. What was that noise? You all right?
Yeah, I sneezed into the blanket.
Oh.
I was trying to muffle the sound.
It sounded like such a weird noise. I felt like there's a dog barking.
I didn't want to interrupt, so I sneezed into the blanket to try and muffle it.
It was like, whoo! I'm keeping this in.
I tried.
Sounded like the strangest fucking noise. I was like, oh my God, are you okay? Anyway. It's a knife when, where are we? It's a knife when you know they're counting on your mistakes. It's a knife when you're so pretty, they think you must be fake, which is so great. I love that from her. When somebody says, Ari, I think you've totally changed. No shit. I've grown up, you know. We want you to change and we want you to develop, but we also want you to stay exactly the same. You know, we want you to be pretty, but not too pretty, because then we think it's all fake. You know, we want you to, you know, give us exactly what we want, but we also want you to do something new. And that's the knife, is this kind of impossible thing in the middle of it. And these people who are trapped in that kind of bubble of expectation, you know, that they can never actually truly make everybody happy. It's really cool. And I love that they're kind of dissecting these things with a knife. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is, I might say something stupid with the 1975 and John Hopkins. This is like a very 1975 coded song already. I could tell that like George Daniel produced on this track on the original, because I was like, I'm feeling it. It's there. Who, by the way, is the lead producer and drummer of 1975. But yeah, let's go. Presumably this has the other members of the band, including Matty, on it as well, and John Hopkins. So let's go. God, I love the sound of that piano. That's beautiful. Does that say?
Could say something small.
Yeah. Clunky piano with like little squiggly bits. Very 1975.
But I might say something stupid.
Oh my God, this is the perfect one to have Matty Healy singing on. Oh my God. Because he says dumb shit all the time. I low-key loved the original version of this as well, because it just brings in this like tenderness that is like so surprising. And they're not afraid to really just go out there.
Belong here anymore.
Maybe this is something that Matty's feeling too. Like, they are on hiatus. Love that. Are we gonna go into like a higher tempo?
I eat a lot like a fly. I get the line.
Oh, yes. I mean, this is what I love about George Daniels' production, is the hugeness and the intimacy all in one thing, you know? And it seems like they've just really taken, oh my God, taken like the limiters off of everything and just go fucking mad, you know?
Thinking of giving up everything.
Sick.
These interviews are so serious.
I'm famous, but I'm not quite.
Yeah, there you go. I love how like it's like different artists interpreting the meanings of the different songs on Brat and then expressing how they feel within that kind of framing. That was fucking beautiful. I loved that. Like, so really captured the feeling of the original, but reframed it. It almost kind of blows the doors off of like the original kind of style, where it's like, yes, we have the intimacy, but how about we have these moments where it's almost threatening to go into a party song again? You know, so it's that feeling, you know, if the song is threatening to go into a party song, then are they going to re-enter the party? This is the one where like Charlie's outside and she's like, I don't feel like I belong in the party anymore, but there's still like the temptation to go back there is still there within the music, isn't it? But I think it's really interesting to hear Matty Healy talk about like, I might say something stupid. It's extremely poignant for him. Let's be honest. He has said a number of things, whether they've been misconstrued, blown out of proportion, or whether it's right for him to be called out on it. There's been a number of kind of moments recently, and with the Torture Poets Department really fucking going in on him, like from Taylor. He must be feeling like, oh God. I don't truly think that Matt Healy ever intends to offend people. His sense of humour doesn't really work out of context. I'm saying this not trying to make excuses for what he said, because actually like some of the shit he said is like, he should fucking know better. But as a fan of the band, there were moments where I was like, oh my God, like, I don't truly believe that he's a bad person. I believe that he's an addict, and I believe that like he doesn't think through what he's doing, and there's quite a lot of kind of self-destructive behavior going on in the last few years. But it seems as if like with this hiatus, he's maybe reached a point after all the drama of the height of the celebrity of being involved with Taylor. It's like, I need to take a step back because I might just say something stupid again. And he's like, I'm famous, but not quite. It's like, I'm famous enough to be dating Taylor Swift and known to have been dating Taylor Swift, but I'm not really that famous, you know, I'm not as famous as Taylor. And so it must be like really a consideration for him to kind of think, actually, maybe like taking a step back, take a step out of the limelight, leaving the party makes a lot of sense for him right now. You know, maybe he just needs to clean himself up, sort himself out, and decide whether actually celebrity suits him or not. You know, I would be very sad to not have more 1975 music, but like, it seems as if like the last few years have really caught up with him, especially all the Taylor stuff. Can you imagine having the biggest pop star on the planet writing fucking something like The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived with this crazy army of fans who are all like against you? It must be fucking scary, actually. So yeah, really, really fascinating to hear his perspective on the original narrative of like, I feel like I've aged out of the party, you know? I feel like I've aged out of celebrity, and the production on it is fucking beautiful. I could say something smart, but I might say something stupid. I get so cold, I don't know if I belong here anymore. Rotting your house in a tie, putting my skin into everything. Gotta be about fucking around, right? I eat a lot like a fly. I get nervous and sip the wine. Drinking alcohol, doing drugs. Like, the nature of being in celebrity is like triggering for him. Don't worry, it's pretty common. It happens to a lot of guys. Medicine makes me a problem. I'm famous, but not quite. Yeah, that is fucking heavy. And I don't think we've really ever heard Matty quite so candid in his lyrics before, you know? And really, and I think for me, it's so fascinating to actually like hear him open up about the nature of celebrity. And he's admitting in these lyrics that he has a problem with addiction. He's being like a crazy, destructive person. Obviously, he was like that with Taylor, and that's why she's so angry and pissed off and writing all these songs. And he's actually reflecting and thinking, maybe it's actually being a celebrity. Maybe it's not actually worth it, you know, having to watch everything he says, edit himself because things might get taken out of context, you know. You would question your decisions and question whether it's worth it, you know. Yeah, fascinating. And really just like blows the doors off the BRAT project in the way that it's like, BRAT is like assessing celebrity for Charlie, and now this 1975 remix is adding another element to that storyline. It's really amazing. Like, So cool. Hello. This video is brought to you by Criminally Underrated, the podcast attempting to put together a playlist of the most criminally underrated songs of all time. Join me and a variety of special guests as we dissect lesser known gems from your fave artists and give them the attention they truly deserve. So far, we've covered underrated songs from Lana, Taylor, Jessie J, Beyonce, Aurora, Queen, Lady Gaga, and so many more. You can listen on all streaming services now or watch the extended video version over on Patreon.
Call me a criminal.
Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is Talk Talk with Troye Sivan. I haven't heard it. I think I've heard a clip of it online, but I haven't actually heard the whole thing. So let's go. Troye, baby.
Are we getting too close? I'll be honest, you scare me.
I do love Troye.
Be a party.
And I love how soft his voice is and how it cuts through the electronic.
The more I know you, the more I like you.
Nice.
Talk to me in French, talk to me in Spanish. Talk to me
Great.
If I understand it, talk
Yeah.
we go back to my place.
Okay, here's the plan. I wanna
Amazing.
I gotta
Oh, oh, this is so sick. Oh, I love this.
Talk to me in French, Spanish, Spanish.
Oh, I'm obsessed. So sick. The production on this is fucking off the charts. I mean, A.G. Cook and George Daniel are two of my fave producers, let's be honest, nowadays. And they're with Charlie's madness and with the added Troye Sivan and everybody. It's just magic, every single thing.
Talk to me in your own made up
I literally love this hook as well.
my ear. Tell me your secrets and fears. I want
Okay, here's the plan. I wanna fly you out there.
Oh, it's just so sick. What a moment. I think this might actually be better than the original. I really love the original Talk Talk, but this one just blows the fucking doors off. Again. Amazing.
yeah, last night was crazy. Let's do it again. We go back to my place.
Oh, fucking sick. It's almost like language, who gives a shit about language when we're partying together? It's they talk to her and in Spanish, and she's yeah, wasn't it great? She has no idea what they're saying, but she knows what they're saying because the communication is beyond language at this point, and that's really what this is playing in, is that actually talk to me, but not through words, through music, Oh, fucking sick. Production on that is just absolutely bonkers. I love it. Where it builds up to that chorus and then and then it actually goes into the beat. It's just, so unexpected, really plays with you. Oh, I didn't even mean to have Caroline Polachek on the back, but there we go. Oh, I should have had 1975 on the back as well. Sorry, Gaga, you're coming down. I've got Caroline, I've got Lord, and I've got 1975 on there, so I think that'll do. I haven't got any Charlie albums. Anyway, love that. Fucking amazing. Also, Troye Baby. What's the Time Where You Are? That's the song that is from originally. Wait, Dua Lipa's in it. Oh, she says that bit. Oh, that's so fun. Troye talking about international lovers and stuff. So it kind of links in there, which is quite fun. Are we getting too close? You're leaving things in my head. I'll be honest, you scare me. My life's supposed to be a party. Because we talk that talk, yeah, we talk all night. And the more I know you, the more I like you. Can you stick with me, maybe just for life, and say what's on my mind? It's like somebody who is in the party lifestyle, but is starting to realize that there are elements of long-term monogamy that might be creeping up on him, even though he feels like he's well, we're supposed to be still in the party, Talk to me in French, talk to me in Spanish, talk to me in your made up language. Doesn't matter if I understand it. It's just such a good hook. Here's the plan. I want to fly you out to Amsterdam. I've got a good hotel to fuck you in. Boy, come see me. We could pop our shit to Charlie. In the med, your arms around me. I don't care what language you speak. Let's speak the language of sex. Let's speak the language of love. Let's speak the language of dance and partying. God, that's just so good. It's just so well done. Also hilarious that it's Dua Lipa. So sick. Oh, just so many levels. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Obsessed. Let's go on to the next one. This is Von Dutch, A.G. Cook remix with Addison Rae. I mean, didn't he already, I guess he just remixed his own production. I'm he already produced it. Let's go.
Von Dutch cult classic, but I still pop.
Interesting.
My dad's basement, bet you disappointed. Shine and I'm just living that life.
So a little bit closer to the original, but like kind of almost like a smoother production, huh?
Wanna scream my name.
More playing into this idea of being the known quantity, like I'm that living that fucking celeb life, you know?
I'm just living that life. On Dutch cult classic.
It's so kind of crazy to me that Von Dutch was the lead single, and it kind of didn't really set the world alight. And it wasn't until the actual full album dropped that everyone went crazy. I kind of even forgot that it was part of BRAT, if I'm honest. Cool. Wow, okay. AG's really just like, I don't give a shit.
Just kidding, I hate you.
So good. I'll talk about more. Yes. Sorry, I just talked over the end because I was talking about something else. Not completely crazy about this particular remix. The original song I wasn't that crazy about either. So interesting, but not like really blowing me away like some of the other ones have. As I was saying, sorry, I have a habit of talking over the music and you'll hate that when I do that. So sorry, but there we go. If you haven't checked it out, Take Notes did a really, really good podcast digging into the production and the making of BRAT and then AG's own project as well. And it's so cool hearing him talk about music production because he's like such a nerd. And I'm like, and it just feels like he's just like a normal guy who just has this like weird ass brain that just goes in all these crazy kind of amazing places. But yeah, so I recommend that. I recommend that podcast because it really does like give you so much insight, not only into BRAT, the album as well, but also like them as producers and songwriters, you know. But yeah, not super crazy about this one. It's leaning into the nature of celebrity, the icon status, the Von Dutch hat, all of that stuff. I loved the bit where it was like, oh, can I get a picture? And they go on like line and they're like, just kidding, I hate you. It's like, yeah, really, like she's really teasing apart, maybe even more than the original BRAT. I feel like this is really picking apart the nature of celebrity culture. You know, fucking cool. Okay, next one. This is Everything Is Romantic with Caroline Polachek. Wow. Caroline Polachek is like, since her last album, become one of my absolute favorites. So I Want to Turn Into You was my album of the year last year. And yeah, I think she's just a stunning, unique artist. And I'm so excited to see what she's going to do in the BRAT universe, you know. And I love the original of this as well. So let's do it.
Fall.
Okay.
Again, fall in love again and again, fall in love again and again.
Love that little pad. It's really nice.
Fall. Walk to the studio soaking wet.
Love it.
What's up? It's me, that's mine. All the fucking foxes kept me awake.
All the fucking foxes came. So cool. Oh my God, obsessed.
It's crazy, I was just looking think about wiggle the time.
Oh, I love it.
Been trying to feed my relationship in the
My God.
Everything's still romantic, right?
Everything's still romantic, right?
Oh.
I've got chills. This is magical. It's like adding Caroline's like ethereal vocal delivery to the already romantic song. Ugh. Oh, this is so good. Caroline. Oh, I love her. I love her so much. I actually just think she's just a fucking next level. I also love the new lyrics, like the autumnal beauty in these lyrics.
Romantic like 6 pound wine. Headphones on. I
Literally got chills on my arms. I love this.
living that life is romantic, right?
Living that life is romantic, right? Honestly, if you could see the fucking goose pimples all over my arms, like, oh my God. Oh, I actually feel quite moved. Like, it just feels like an exact, perfect amalgamation of what Caroline brings into the BRAT universe, you know, and iterating on the original meaning of the first song. Like, I feel like it's so clever, this remix album, because it's not just like taking the original songs and adding verses. It's like reinterpreting them, writing kind of sequels, like, and actually taking the meaning of those songs, seeing them from different perspectives, you know, like truly the way in which Girls So Confusing was so expertly done has been replicated for each different artist and the way in which they've been incorporated into the remixes. It's truly amazing and really proves itself as like, this is a project that should exist. You know, this is not just a, let's try and get more streaming numbers up thing. This is like, how does the world of BRAT relate to all these amazing artists? Like how can they interpret the world of BRAT in their own image? And it's like she's given these people like such creative freedom within this album. It's like just amazing. Feels like everything's just coming together, you know? It just feels like this is like a culmination point artistically for Charli, like, and in terms of her commercial success as well. Obviously, Charli's always loved features, collaborations. That's always been such a big thing for her, especially collaborating with women. And it feels like this is like the ultimate culmination of that, you know? I'm talking about the whole album, but oh my God, I need to talk about Everything Is Romantic and what Caroline brought to that, where the original felt like they were on holiday in Venice or something, and it kind of had that kind of summer haze to it. Like this had the rain, this had the autumn, which makes so much sense because the original album came out in July and this one's out in October. It's like there's something so romantic about the rain and being in London on a cold, wet day type thing. Like it really just keyed into that. It was, it's just so stunning. And she's really like unpicking this idea of romanticism where it's like they're asking their question like, it's amazing living the romantic lifestyle, right? This is great, right? But then it's like, I'm hungover and I'm jet lagged and I maybe haven't seen my partner in a long time. Do I still have that relationship with my partner because I'm committing to this lifestyle that I've, you know, this celebrity lifestyle, which is another key part of this puzzle, you know? And it's like, everything's still romantic, right? You know, I love that. I love that that's like a reinterpretation of the original. So good. The fact that it's a remix album allows them to really, really mess with it and really be extremely creative and experimental. And this one in particular really has that feeling to it. So I love how she's deconstructed that phrase because the way that the fall in love again and again, fall in love again and again, it kind of trips upon itself is in a loop. It's quite fun to take that the complete opposite way and deconstruct it. The way that it kind of creates this like shape with the lyrics as well. It's very clever. Catch your face in the window pane. What's up? It's me. That's mine. Sleepyhead because all the fucking foxes kept me awake last night. Twilight calls from a hotel bed, hungover on Tokyo time. I was just thinking of you. What's on your mind? I'm trying to shut off my brain. Thinking about work all the time. It's like you're living the dream, but not living your life. My God. Mind-blowing lyric. Need my fingerprints on everything, trying to feed my relationship. Am I in a slump? Am I playing back time? Did I lose my perspective? Everything's still romantic, right? So it's like trying to keep up with a relationship with somebody, but being like lost within living the dream that you're not living your life. That is fucking, oh my God, that lyric just, oh. Late nights in black silk in East London, church bells in the distance, free bleeding and autumn ring, fall in love again and again. So there is a real beauty and a romanticism to the life that she's leading, but then she's like, in living the dream, am I forgetting to live my actual life? Am I forgetting to build upon these relationships? Will I actually still have relationships with my friends, family, lovers, if I just commit myself so completely to my career, you know? Oh my God. And again, playing into like the idea of dissecting celebrity. I can't cope. Let's come to the next one. This is Rewind with Blade. Well, I don't know. Soft. Reminds me of like, feels like chocolate or something. It's very much that era, isn't it? Like soft dance, Europop vibes.
Rewind, wanna turn back time to a different time. Sometimes no, I just gotta say less. Gone so well, drew lines on my chest when I look in the mirror.
Fast, I'm under stress.
Turn back the time again.
Cool.
I've been trying to catch up with my breath, even with
Interesting.
Maybe I need a reality check. Sometimes no, I just gotta say less. Press when I don't, sometimes I get a little depressed.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wanna wake up dead.
I must confess.
Wow.
The hills perfectly still, the sun is setting in my will.
His like delivery, like being a bit out of time and stuff. It's really interesting. It's quite different.
Press rewind. Bring the beat back. Press rewind.
Press rewind. It's like going back to before you were famous, right? Cool. Really enjoy the vibe of this one. Like, it kind of sails off like this, you know? Cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed that as a vibe, totally. I love the kind of meta thing. I mean, the whole album is extremely meta in that way, you know? Sometimes I just want to rewind, want to turn back time to a different time. Maybe I need a reality check. Sometimes now I've got to say less. Count so well, drew lines on my chest. When I look in the mirror, I don't see no reflect. All this money makes me competitive. Gotta get more, living all excess. I must confess I'm under stress. It's like wanting something simpler, right? It's like before like the kind of rat race got to you. I must confess I'm under stress. I'm under pressure in my head. I'm 6 feet down beneath myself. Wow. Trying to catch up with my breath. It feels so overwhelmed, doesn't it? You know, only thinking about less, thinking about how to move like chess. The mirror leaves me unimpressed. So it's like you've reached some level of success and some level of like financial success, maybe artistic success, and finding that like you're overwhelmed by expectations on yourself. You know, you're looking in the mirror and expecting more. And so you kind of let down by what you see. Always chasing more. It's like if you're always chasing more than ever, are you ever going to feel satisfied, you know? And now they're kind of saying, actually, it would be nice to rewind to a time when these things weren't as important to me, you know? That's the thing, is there is a fallacy, like this idea that you can reach a point where you will, you know, necessarily be like, tick, done. You know, the whole point is the chase itself, you know. It's definitely something I've been thinking about a lot, actually, because like every time I find success, it's like I need to like do more. I need to be full-time creator. I can be more efficient. I can do more. I can squeeze more into it. But it gets to a point where you feel overwhelmed and burnt out, you know, and I've been really struggling with that recently. Sometimes it's like, it's rewind, but it's like, it's almost like resetting so that you can try it again, but with a fresh perspective, you know? Cool. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. This is So I with A.G. Cook. So it's obviously the Sophie tribute. I think it's quite fitting that she's kept it just Charlie and A.G. on this one. So yeah, let's do it. Cool. What an interesting little synth. It's very fragile, isn't it?
Now I wanna think about all the good times. First day made room in the basement. Think about
Nate, first day made room in the bit. Oh my God.
that's as cool as I'm ever gonna feel.
Oh, so now she's reflecting on all the greatness that Sophie coming into her life actually brought, you know.
Got a birthday cake on the way. Now I wanna think about what the fuck was I wearing. Now I wanna think about all the good times. One big
I love this.
Ran around barefoot, played that song we made that day. Now
Yeah.
time with her.
Oh, I love it. Packing it all in, you know, all these little details.
Like the first time I heard your music, it really changed my life.
Amazing. I feel like she's like really opening. Yeah, she's opening up about that time and how they connected when she first discovered Sophie's music and all these amazing things that happened up because of that. Is this sampling another Sophie song? Is it like Bip or something? I'm like not like super knowledgeable when it comes to Sophie stuff. I think it sounds like another sample.
Now I wanna think about all the good.
Nice. And now we're moving from the fragility into like the party celebration.
Got about me in the Uju lady way.
This is so cool. On the first version of So I, she's like crying, literally grieving Sophie's death. And now she's come to a place of acceptance and being able to actually celebrate all the beauty that Sophie brought into her life. It's so stunning. Like what a perfect way to do like a reimagining, like a sequel again.
Now I wanna think about all the good.
This is a very Sophie-like sound. Yeah, really cool. And what an absolutely fucking perfect way to like reinterpret, reimagine, and create like an extension of the first song. You know, I've done the sad bit and now I want to think about all the good times. I want to reimagine this song, but within the framing of like being able to positively look back at what this person left with me and all the little moments like them making vroom vroom together, you know, stuff like that. I've been listening to another podcast. I'm obsessed with podcasts at the moment, if you could tell. Pop Pantheon podcast. They've been doing their series on Charlie XCX. And I've literally like halfway through the episode listening to it yesterday. And they talk about this period of time when Sophie and Charlie first got together and started like and made that first Vroom Vroom EP, and how actually like looking back on that moment in time where she chose to let go. Obviously she'd had success with like Boom Clap and Fancy and I Love It and stuff. And she could have just continued trying to do that same thing. Like that's what most people would have done. But instead she took a really left field turn, took a real chance on working with Sophie. And now with the success of Brat, you can look back at that moment as like, this was the turning point for Charlie where she truly became something bigger than just the next pop girl. You know, at the time, I'm sure people were like, what are you doing? But like, you know, it's all worked out. And Brat is the culmination of that. And it's really beautiful that like, she's like reflecting on that and now can see like all the beauty that meeting Sophie and all the amazing creativity that led to. This album wouldn't have been here had it not been for Sophie and her meeting Sophie and making that choice to really go left field. So cool. First day made, vroom vroom in the basement. Now I want to think about all the good times. Head bop hard with your arm up, dancing, hot pit jacket on, music turned up, bounce that track, make us late to the party. First time ever I felt alive on stage in Texas in matching latex. That's as cool as I'm ever gonna feel. Yeah, it's just like really like reminiscing. It's just so beautiful. It's almost like when you're at a funeral and you're trying to celebrate the life of somebody. And obviously you have to grieve, but like being able to look at like the beauty of like everything that they left you with, you know, it really kind of feels like that stage of grief, you know. Let's listen to Girl So Confusing again. You can check out my original reaction to this link, but let's just listen to it again because I fucking love it. So confusing sometimes to be a girl. This is kind of a red herring because I thought that all the remixes would be similar to this, where it's like the original song with features, you know, with a different verse. All the remixes have actually been closer to like reimaginings, actually. Girl.
Yeah, I don't know if you like. Sometimes I think I might hate you. May say we're alike.
They say they got the same hair.
Know how you feel.
Girl. This has been my most listened to song from BRAT, just because the level that this remix takes it to is just like unlike anything else I've ever heard. The way that she wrote the original track, Lord jumped on the remix, and they've ended up releasing that remix and bringing this story full circle, two perspectives. It's just fucking incredible.
I was speechless.
Then I woke up to your voice now. Let's work it out on the remix. And then again all the way back. Fucking amazing how vulnerable she is on this song. That I was in your head, girl. You walked like a bitch. When I was 10, someone said that. Inside the icon is still a young girl from Essex. People say we're alike. They say we got the same hair. It's you and me on the coin. The industry loves to spend. Cause I'm right for you, Charlie. It truly is fucking insane. Girl, so confusing.
I write for you too.
Oh, it's just so good. It's you and me on the coin the industry loves to spend. Like, I know I've obviously gone on about this song at length, but I just cannot get over that verse that Lord brought to this. It's like astonishing, so vulnerable, and like really addresses everything that Charlie kind of had to say about her, and kind of is like her saying, I'm really sorry I was like that. I was in a really bad place. Like, this is what was going on in my head. And then she turns it around and says, I understand this about myself now. And rather than let the industry pit us against one another, let's come on the remix and work it out, you know? Because yeah, it's you and me on the coin the industry loves to spend. It's just so good. It's fucking amazing. And I will not get over it. It's astonishing. It's like one of my favorite moments of the year in music. Like, it's so good. Cool. Let's go on to the next one. This is Apple, which obviously had a massive viral moment, which is so crazy. But this is the version with the Japanese house. I really like Japanese house. I really like their song Lilo. Cool, let's go.
I've been looking at you so long now, I only see me.
Interesting lyric to pick out, huh?
When you're feeling alone, do you only see me? Feeling alone, do you only see me?
Nice.
You made me so sad, so sad.
I really love the style that the Japanese house have, like this kind of smooth, beautiful thing.
I ignore you when I see you calling, 'cause I regret.
Love this melody, quite interesting.
You made me so sad, so sad.
You make me so sad.
Make excuses and I say you're fine.
Sounds like Matty Healy's voice on there. I mean, they're on the same label, aren't they? Japanese House and Matty Healy and Rena.
Don't know if you can hear me inside this conversation.
I just wanna drive.
I love that this kind of takes the source of the original, tiny little moments, and kind of softens it up and makes it kind of a bit more lush and a bit more like poppy, I guess, actually. It's kind of softer, which is quite cool, because all the other remixes have been harder, mostly. But this one's made it softer and smoother, which is quite a cool direction to take, and very Japanese house. That's kind of the thing. I love that Charlie's really given them completely, all the different artists, completely free reign to like reimagine it within their own style. It's like, Japanese house, what's your version of Brat? Like, how do you feel Brat? You know, and like allowing them to express the meaning of the song, the meaning of the album, the meaning of the movement. What does that mean to each of these artists, you know? To the airport, to the airport, to the airport. I've been looking at you so long now, I only see me. I want to know where you go when you're feeling alone. When you're feeling alone, do you? When you made me so sad. And you're making me so sad. I'm living in another country, got another girlfriend that you never met. I ignore you when I see you calling because I know it's something I might regret. Maybe this is like, considering it's like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, it's like connecting to parents, seeing yourself in your parents, maybe not liking that you can see yourself in your parents. And for the singer in the Japanese house, it's like, I'm ignoring maybe my parents' calls because I feel like it's just going to be an argument. You know, somebody asks me how you're doing and I make excuses and say you're fine. I keep trying not to think about you, but I seem to think about you all the time. I think about you all the time. Again, like the songs eating each other. Really like amazing how they've like picked out the element of Apple, which is like relationship to parents, trying to escape that, you know, and related that to their own avoidance of their parents, you know, like they don't actually know how their parents are doing because they won't pick up their calls. And it's like when Charlie's like, I'm just going to drive to the airport and fuck off, like that's her avoidance of dealing with her parents, you know. And I love that the Japanese house have like taken that and thought, actually, you know, this is how I feel compared to like my relationship to my parents. This is fucking amazing. This album is so good. I just love, it's so artistically fulfilling to kind of, to take one thing and like see what art can come out of that one thing by piecing it off and handing it to loads of other people. Like actually this album, Charlie is almost like a side character in the whole album, you know? She's chiming in here and there, apart from So I, obviously. But like, this is mostly about all these other people's experiences, but there's just something so gratifying about it artistically that I don't think I've ever really heard in mainstream pop music, where it's like, take something that already exists and turn the entire concept into something new. It's really, really cool. Let's go on to back-to-back, B2B with Tinashe, who I feel like Tinashe's voice, I hear like her name coming up all the time and I don't know who she is. So yeah, anyway, let's go. Okay, this synth is like so naughty's ravey.
Back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Up to 15 countries in 4 days, and after I get off
15 countries in 4 days, like fuck.
and I'm not complaining. Shit, I kinda made it.
Oh shit, I kind of made it.
Back to back, back to back, back to back, tick to back.
I love that. Reflecting on actually the impact of Brat itself.
Oh my god, we really blew the fuck up. Now everybody wants what we got.
Yeah.
Push your home class. Yeah, we work hard, yeah, we work hard.
Cool.
The way my ass look in these jeans, I'm about to throw it back.
I love how it's so meta that Charlie's like, oh my god, Tinashe wants to be on the song. What the fuck?
Can't even blame them for it. Didn't come out of nowhere. 'Cause I go back to
Cool.
back to back to back to back to back.
Love it. It's like taking the original kind of framing of that hook, but like building something else around it, you know? Like, it's really cool. Also, I love the idea of two women back to back, you know? Kind of has that imagery to it.
Back to back.
Cool. Love it. Really cool. Loved the sound of that one. Like I loved all the kind of twinkly elements and stuff. Really kind of gave it this like lightness. And Tinashe's voice sounds so nice on that. Like it really cuts through. It's like a smooth element, like a really gorgeous smooth element that kind of really kind of is at odds with Charlie's more kind of bratty tone. Yeah, really cool. I travel around the world to 15 countries in 4 days. And after I get off stage, I'm on set shooting till the AM. I'm fucking tired, but I love it and I'm not complaining. Oh shit, I've kind of made it. I love this, like how she's reflecting on the success of Brat, like within this song, you know, it's very cool. Hey, Tinashe, want to do this song? 2 days later, got the vocals cut. Oh my God, we really blew the fuck up. Now everybody wants what we got because we made him boom clap, made him get 2-1. Don't know what that is. All the way from Los Angeles to France. Yeah, we work hard. Yeah, we work hard. So yeah, she's reflecting on like where it started, now where it is. And it's like, you know, obviously Boom Clap was a big deal back in the day, but now she's made it on her own terms, you know, rather than like writing a song for a movie and whatever. And now even Tinashe wants to jump on the track, you know, It's just like, yeah, it's really cool. It all is so clever because it like the way in which it's like the repeating phrases, the cyclical nature of everything that's going on and the way she's looking back and, you know, and now she's kind of come back. She's got to as high as she was before, but now it's on her own terms. It's like looking back and like cycles and, you know, it's all like so clever. Like I love all those little details that I run through the whole album and the remix now, you know. Look at me now, better than before. They want to be me. They can't even blame them for it. Didn't come out of nowhere. They've been sleeping on me. I'm bored. So it's like now actually everybody's caught up to my level. Yeah. So it really is very meta and really focusing on the success of BRAT and like and where we are now. Right. Okay. Next one is Mean Girls with Julian Casablancas, who I don't know the original version of Mean Girls. I was like mixed on the song and then that piano bit comes in and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I love this song because of that, you know. So let's see if it's still in it because the piano bit was the best bit. Let's go. Yes, it's at the beginning. Okay, so we've taken that breakdown and started with it, which is great because, yeah. I love this.
This one's for all my mean guys.
Oh, her voice there. Like, let's just flange it into Oblivion. Cool, I love that. Oh, cool, okay. Interesting.
This one's for all my mean guys.
What they've done to that hook is like stressful. I love that. I was literally like, my favorite bit of the song is the piano bit. And then they were like, here's a remix that focuses mainly on the piano bit. There you go, Jan. Take my socks off because I'm boiling.
This one's for all my mean girls.
Now they've kept her voice normal and fucked up the piano. Put like a really heavy gate on it. It's so cool hearing Charlie sing like this. It's just like almost giving me like touches of Daft Punk, actually. Oh, brilliant. Love it. So cool. Oh yeah, just taking the best bit of the song in my opinion and flipping it and really making such a cool version of it. And then mucking around with that sample, chopping it up, giving it like really heavy gates so it like goes, you know. Yeah, using elements of the original but really fucking them up and then kind of creating like a really totally different melody. Like his interpretation of like melody, what melody should go over that is very unique and really cool. My phone is dying, my camera's dying, so let's get on. I've played this game before, fighting for a hopeless cause, and now you're at my door. I've seen this trick before. Here's one for the ones who left, one for the abandonment, fucked in a fun way. We kept it vague so you could guess. Yeah, again, more little references to other songs. Very cool. I gave you everything, too much. It's true, then took it all away in front of you. Seems like a relationship that really broke down. I don't understand what you're going to do. I followed the rules. I took the abuse. I don't understand where you're coming from. I downed all my pills. I love you the most. Be with me. Thought you could talk. So it's like somebody being maybe like alternating between like blaming somebody else and blaming themselves and being kind of like maybe like doing all the drugs and being like a bit crazy. And that's the reason it actually broke down. So it's a bit meta in that way. Like interesting lyric, but I really enjoyed the reinterpretation of particularly that sample because it's like so good. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. This is I Think About It All the Time with Bon Iver, who I love from his bits on Taylor stuff. So yeah, let's do it. Not what I was expecting. I was expecting something really like low-key, folky, but there we go. It's quite cool hearing his voice in this context, actually. It's that kind of juxtaposition, you know? Very weird.
First off, you're bound to the album, then you're locked into the promo.
Wow, yeah.
So much guilt involved when we stop working. It's supposed to stop when things start working.
Yeah. So it's a continuation of that original story. And now with the success of BRAT, these questions are thrown up again. God, I love the beauty that Bon Iver's voice adds to this, you know?
Got even more stress on my body, because my career still feels small in the existential scheme of it all.
I love how she's taking the same lyric but saying it still feels small even with this success, you know. Beautiful. Production wise, this is such a strange turn. It almost has like gospel elements there, you know, and with the vocal harmonies and stuff. It still has a sensitivity, but like has all these other strange elements to it that kind of throw it off. It's really interesting. Cool. Yeah, very different. And I just love that like the BRAT remix has become like a... Oh my God, stop. The BRAT remix has become like an opportunity for her to revisit the stories from the original now after the fact that BRAT has actually gone big. And if you think about BRAT, about like her analysing her fame, the way that she's famous but not quite, you know, the way in which like she hadn't ever quite got to that huge thing, you know, and her difficulty like trying to deal with whether she should be the left of center indie artist or the big pop star, you know, all these kinds of things. And now BRAT has happened, become a massive, massive success, and she can now already reevaluate those things again in the wake of the success of BRAT. And it's so meta and so clever and so incredibly like referential to be able to like look at the thing that made the success and now reassess everything that you talked about already on that album in this new light, you know. And this adds so much depth to that conversation about her like potentially stopping her career and having children and all that kind of stuff, because now it's all changed again. Because like before BRAT, she could have maybe said, okay, I have not really managed to make the big time, so maybe I should just take a step back, maybe continue making music as almost like an indie kind of art house kind of thing and have my family, you know. But now with the success of BRAT, she's like, how am I supposed to stop working when it's all started working? You know, I can't stop, you know, now, because now it's all clicked into place and now I'm actually successful and I'm supposed to continue working. I'm supposed to continue riding this train. But these questions are still hanging over her because she's still really worried about running out of time to have kids, you know. It's just so cool. Why do you search your heart? Why do you choose to move? I'll take your silences, fix them for customs. The signals make motion. First off, you're bound to the album, then you're locked into the promo. Next thing, 3 years have gone by. I'm scared to run out of time. Me and Josh sit down and try to plan our future, but there's so much guilt involved when we stop working, because you're not supposed to stop when things start working. Yeah. I found love, baby, but I was scared to run out of time. Confused with all these feelings. I'm confused what's on my mind. When I make a sacrifice just in the nick of time, I'm so scared to run out of time. I'm exactly the same, but I'm older now. I've got even more stress on my body. So we have a conversation on the way home. Should I stop about my birth control? So it's the same conversation that they had, but she's even older. And so there's even more risk involved in her having kids, because my career still feels small in the existential scheme of it all. So she's like, these questions, she hasn't sorted them out yet. And now it's even more pressing because even more time has gone by. And if she found even more success, so she feels even more guilty. I mean, it's so genius that she's like revisiting these questions in the wake of the success of BRAT. It's just amazingly cool. Okay, flash forward. Whoa, the future's here. Future Dan, that's me. I put the uncut version of this reaction on Patreon. And my patrons were like, Dan, you missed out fucking 365, you idiot. So yeah, here I am later. Also, Kesha jumped on the remix of Spring Breakers 2 days after I filmed this. You know what Charlie's like, she loves to drip feed. So yeah, so I'm going to react to those two and add them back into the original video. Yeah. Great. 365, party girl bumping that. So this is the 365 remix with Shy Girl. Wow. Ooh, fun. I like the kind of galloping synth. That's quite fun.
365 go. 365 go. Go. 365 go.
Oh, obsessed. I'm obsessed with those synths. They're like so dark and like kind of horror movie vibes.
Should we do a little key?
Should we have a little line? Oh, hello. Ride me harder than the BBM. So good.
Back look hot when I'm looking at. No, I really don't stop when I'm looking at.
It's like such a kind of like end of the world version of this song, which is quite apt, I think, you know.
Party girl. 365.
Ooh, fun. And it kind of goes like so heavy on the 365, 365, 365. It's like so intense.
5, 3, 6, party girl.
Oh, cool. The idea that like 365 Party Girl is a very intense thing. The song itself, the original song, 365, is already really intense. You're kind of going through these like different eras of the party and stuff, like she was saying on tape notes. And like the party's starting to like disintegrate around you and you're getting really, really, really fucked up by the end of that song, right? And this song almost feels like the after party, you know, where it's like the only people left are the people who can like hang on till like 9 a.m. at the rave, you know? They need the like really, really, really hard stuff. That's kind of what it feels like to me. But like, it then kind of therefore continues the commentary on like when should the party end, you know? Like at this point, it's like taken that person in 365 to the point where they're like so intensely partying, you know? It's like just repeat 365, 365, 365. It's like obsession, you know? It kind of really has like such a kind of dark energy to it that kind of, yeah, like it feels like it adds on to the original storyline of the original 365. Let's check out the lyrics in that second verse. Should we do a little key? Should we have a little line? Touch and squeeze when the bass line hits me. Are you going to ride me harder than a BPM? Beat match me. That's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Can't see straight. Yeah, I love when the pill hits. Back of the booth, bitch. Guest list VIP. Pie don't start till the bitch come find me. So yeah, it's like, yeah, adding on to the kind of narrative of the party girl behind the DJ booth, like really just living for like the end of the party, like, and it's like it almost sounds like it's gonna like blow up. And I guess like emotionally it's like, is this sustainable or are you gonna explode, you know? It's really the vibes, which is like I just love how BRAT as a complete project talks about like the end of the party, when the party should stop, when you should settle down, when it's like, you know, you've been there a bit too long, and this kind of adds on to that commentary. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to edit this because like in the original I was like, let's go on to the final song. It's Guess, even though I skipped 365 and now there's another final song. So who knows? Let's go on to the last one. This is Guess with Billie Eilish, which I don't think I've actually sat down and listened to, but I've heard all the bits and bobs.
Hey Billy, you there? You wanna guess the colour of my underwear?
This is kind of a red herring as well, isn't it?
It's showing off
My brand new lower back tattoo.
Turn this shit out, that's what I'm talking about. Hide it, lick it, spit it, pull it to the side.
And give it all up in it. I did react to the original version of Guess, actually, didn't I? It was in the same one as I did the Lord remix.
Don't have to guess the colour of your...
Come on, Billy. Don't have to guess. It's so good.
The ones I picked out for you in Tokyo.
Yeah.
They're all I'm thinking about.
Obsessed. So obsessed with Billy, like, doing her guest verse and saying...
She likes boys, but she knows I'd hit it.
I just obsessed with Billy coming in and just doing, like, the butchest gay flip. Guess. Again, like, such a clever way of coming onto the song and reinterpreting it and flipping it round, you know? So good. You want to guess if we're serious about this song? It's just so good. Like, so self-aware, such a clever way of remixing it and just making such a moment. And it's like such a viral moment, isn't it? Like, it went number one, right? It was just like such a big thing. Charlie being super clever in deploying Billy in a way that's going to really like amp up the song and give it like loads of viral presence, you know? But really clever of Billy to like, you know, the whole song's about Charlie like talking to fictional people saying like, oh, you want to know what I've got, what underwear I've got on? And she's like, bitch, I don't have to guess. I know what underwear you've got on because I bought it for you and it's all I can think about. It's like Billy in her super horny era. It's almost like the sequel to Lunch, isn't it? You know, obsessed. Really, really, really cool. Right, before we go into the final song, this is a shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much, everybody on Patreon who supports me every month. Make it possible for me to do what I do. If you want to join in on Patreon, not only are you supporting me and joining this beautiful group of people, you will also get access to unedited videos, so you can watch it all without any cuts, and you can also request reactions from me, and those reactions go out to everybody, so there's like a number of bonus videos every month as well. Yeah, you also get the extended version of my podcast as well. Yeah, and you get to support me. YouTube is notorious for like, you know, basically taking all your revenue away and basically giving you no ad revenue, and so us creators are kind of forced to make a living off of something like Patreon. And so yeah, this is me saying to you, like, if you like the content that I put out there and you respect my viewpoint and you think he shouldn't be doing this for free, then head over to Patreon and help me out over there. I'll be eternally grateful. For the edit, it's a week later. Kesha's now jumped on the remix of Spring Breakers, which is so perfect for her. And I love that Kesha's getting this like renaissance, at the moment. Kesha renaissance. Like Joyride was a fucking trip. Loved that song and so excited to see what the album's going to be. It's mental and great fun. And she's exactly the right person to jump on the Spring Breakers remix because that's already quite a mental song. So Spring Breakers, let's go.
It's me, you're all in danger. Never get invited cause I'm such a hater. Breakers. Every time
hello.
These bitches we talk.
Yes, Cash.
But a real bitch come when the dick goes up like, ooh.
Amazing.
Yeah, me and Charlie with the party girl got so big.
I love the use of the auto-tune. Her voice is like...
Fuckers better be praying, singing my song, singing along. TikTok.
Referencing herself. So that's very... TikTok, yeah.
Shit on my name when you suck on my dick.
Amazing.
Gonna go Spring Breakers. Every time I make it so outrageous. Gonna go Spring Breakers. I'ma thank me, I'ma thank God. Baby, I'm free, I'ma take off me.
Yeah.
Party.
Yes.
I'ma go psycho, I'ma go killer.
I love this era of like Kesha reclaiming her party girl status, So sick.
Crazy girl shit.
Gonna go Spring Breakers.
Gonna go Spring Breakers.
Fizz. Love it. Obsessed. Kesha's like the totally perfect person to put on that right now, especially given like the context of like what's been going on with her music. Charlie is like so got a finger on the pulse in terms of what is going on in pop music, and the story of Kesha was kind of the one that was going alongside the story of Brat the whole time, and everyone was already like, Kesha is Brat. Kesha was like the original Brat. But like the way in which like Kesha's obviously tussled with the industry, and the context of her now being free from her original contract and now like on her own label and being completely free and doing stuff the way that she wants to, it really ties into the story of Brat and the way in which like Charlie's now found success doing exactly what she wants, and now Kesha's kind of on that same page doing the same kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it makes absolute perfect sense. And I love that like Kesha's like leaning into that kind of newfound power within these lyrics. And it's the power in like fucking going wild, Hi, it's me and you're all in danger. Rating go up when the clothes come off, but a real bitch come when the dick goes up. Oh, funny. All these bitches rip off. They wish they could be OG, but they're not, because she is. We going psycho, we going off. Yeah, me and Charlie, we're the party girl gods. Oh, baby, you mad watching me win? Do it again, because I'm Kesha, bitch. Make me sick. Nominated. All the motherfuckers better be praying. Singing my song, singing along. TikTok, bitch, till the kingdom come. Basically, her two biggest moments. She's referencing these two biggest moments. Give them a hit. They can eat shit. Choke on my name when you stuck on my dick. She's like, I'm not going to play the industry game. I'm not just going to play to try and give other people hits. I'm doing my own, like, they can eat shit. They can suck on my dick. Like, fuck them, basically. And it's just like, it feels like such a perfect like moment for Kesha to kind of be out here saying these things. It just really aligns with what is actually going on in the public narrative, and then adds to this extra layer to Brat, which is already a commentary on what it is to be a pop star and what it is to interact with other pop stars. And now here she is on a meta level interacting with another pop star within this context of like what is actually going on with Kesha right now. It just like adds so many extra layers every single feature. I'ma thank me, I'ma thank God at the center of the conversation. I got that kind of reputation. Baby, I'm free. I'ma take off me and Charlie with the party girl gods. Yeah, so now she's like, I'm free and I'm gonna go back to my party girl roots, but on my own terms, which is such a powerful message, of reclamation for Kesha, and just, adds into that extra kind of meta narrative. Yeah, I guess I'm going to edit this back in, so bye. Gonna go Spring Break. Overall, remix album, more than just a remix album. I was expecting like more straightforward remixes, you know, and it makes sense to do a remix album to continue this train, you know, like you found some success, let's do a remix album because we can keep the conversation going, makes financial sense. It isn't just that. It's not just a cash grab. It's not just that. Well, the thing is, right, that BRAT became more than just an album. This is the thing that annoyed me, is that actually so many people were like, oh, I have a BRAT summer. And it's like, you haven't even listed the fucking album, beach. But yeah, it became a cultural phenomenon. It became a color. It became a vibe. It became like a fashion presence. It became like so much more than itself. And so I think it's so fascinating to then jump back into a remix album that reflects on all of that. And actually, all these people that have been featured are going to be aware of the social media presence of the BRAT summer. Like, what have they been doing? Have they been having a BRAT summer? What do they feel is BRAT? BRAT's become so big that it has enveloped culture. And so all of these different people are going to have an idea of what they believe to be BRAT and how do they feel BRAT and how do they interpret all these different songs. And so it becomes more than just like straight remixes. It becomes like an artistic sequel. You know, it's almost like you've had the first film and now here's the crazy second film that has all these different opinions coming in on it and becomes like this almost like monstrous like version of the original. It's just so clever. It's like a meta commentary on itself, you know, and that's what it kind of was already. And now it's like, because they've done it again and like remixed it and like reassessed it, it's taking all those vibes that we figured out in the original one, the cyclical nature of everything, and just like doing it again. And it's just so clever because it just works on like a billion different levels at all times. It's really mind-blowing in that way. Yeah. So like, not only is it like really make a lot of sense to do this, it's also so creatively satisfying and unlike anything I've ever heard. I also really love the way in which they've revisited these stories and reinterpreted these different stories, like kind of lyrically as well, you know, taking the song Everything Is Romantic and turning it into a question for Caroline because she's having success and jetting around and actually wondering whether everything still is romantic because she's so focused on her career. Every single song feels like it's extending that narrative on the dissecting celebrity and their relationships with one another. Yeah, so it just works on just like so many different levels. It's so genius. And I'll be thinking about it for a long time because it's like really difficult to put into words. Like, so how like creatively stimulating it is to like take something that exists and fuck it up and create new art out of something that already exists by referencing yourself. Oh, this is so like, I'm such a nerd. When Nintendo did Zelda Breath of the Wild, they then did a sequel, and the whole point of the sequel was like, what creatively can we take out of taking something that exists and reframing it, you know, because there's so much value to be taken from doing one thing and then like seeing where it can go, like seeing where it can be remixed, seeing like what happens once the perspective shifts, you know, time has passed, perspectives change. BRAT's now a big thing. And it's kind of assessing what's happened since then. And there's so much kind of like juicy, like artistic satisfaction to be taken from that. And it was, yeah, something that I really loved about the Zelda sequel. And now with this BRAT remix, it's just reminding me of all, it's like setting off of those same fires within me. I know it's such a random reference, but that's me. Anyway, my favorite song, Jesus. I'm going to have to give it to Everything Is Romantic. I mean, I love Caroline Polachek already, and I just feel like it was just such a perfect merging of her style with Charlie's style and with it under the BRAT vision. I love her reinterpretation of the lyrics, but like also, I mean, I loved the 1975 one as well. I might say something stupid. My Sympathy Was a Knife. If It's a Knife was really good. Apple was really good. Obviously, Girls So Confusing, but like, I had to take that out of the equation because I know I love that. Yeah. Like some fucking brilliant songs on there. Talk as well. So good. But yeah, let me know what your top 5 remixes are in the comments. Cool. Right, I guess that's probably the end of the BRAT era. Thank you so much for joining me for all these different reactions. If you've somehow not watched my original BRAT reaction, it's here. And if you somehow haven't seen my original reaction to the bonus songs and Girls So Confusing, that's in this video here. And check out my podcast.